Hi, this is DJ Mondo. Welcome back to another episode of the Atomic Luau and association with DJ Mondo's Rave.com. And this is another middle of the night development update of the DJ Mondo mobile base station. I've made some progress in working toward completion of this. I think I got one more step before I start putting the finals on here. But let's talk about what we've done so far. The first thing is this fantastic pegboard. I'm glad I got the idea of putting this pegboard up here because this is where the iPad is going to sit, and the USB hub is going to sit somewhere around here. Then we're going to have space over here for another camera and another webcam or another phone, because we're going to be going out over the internet here. And you'll see behind this, we got that padding that's put on there. That's going to be there because that's where the iPad is going to go once the show is over and it breaks down. I'm going to put the iPad back there, and it's going to be up against that padding behind this thing. Now, the thing that's missing so far is I have some really powerful magnets here that I'm going to put on this here and also behind here, but I need some spacing between the back of the case and the pegboard here that's going to come out, because there needs to be space in there for the iPad to sit, and before I put these magnets here. And so what I'm going to use for that is I'm going to cut a couple of small blocks of wood from this. This is the right size to put in the corners behind the pegboard that are going to hold these magnets together. And so once I get that done, I need some wood screws in order to do that. But yeah, I hit on that idea of this being the carry case for the iPad or even the laptop once it goes, once the show's over and you want to put something behind there. There's going to be extra padding down there. I notice you see those screws sticking up there. You don't want those poking into your iPad screen or your laptop. So those are going to be padded over with more padding. It's all going to be all padding on the inside is how these are going to be divided. So I'm close to a solution on that. We've already got our fantastic hinges here. The tension on these can be increased or reduced depending on how sturdy you want them to be once you lift the lid of this thing here. And because there's a place there for an Allen wrench to go in there where you can adjust the tension on that, and those are put there. I made the part that really was kind of daunting was putting in these XLR outputs, because these are going to plug into the, let me get this, are going to plug into this audio interface. I got this Native Instruments audio interface. It's going to sit right here. I'm going to have something to prop it up so it's up, so it's tilted slightly here, so I can get at the inputs on the front and the dials on the front, and that's going to sit there. And these plug into the back of it. I got to plug into the back of it like that. And I'm also left a little space for this is the wrong way, for the launch pad here, which I'm going to be using. Maybe not all the time, but there's space down here. This isn't like a permanent installation here, but I'm going to leaving space for the launch pad here, or to put some other apparatus here. And then the actual most used control surface that I'm going to be using here is going to be the Novation launch control. and this is how it's all gonna fit in there. And we're inching closer to it right now. Now, the space that's unused at the moment is this space right here, which I'm probably gonna put a battery there, but I'm actually thinking about getting a smaller battery, a smaller support battery, and putting it back here with a foam enclosure so that it bumps against there. Anchor makes a battery that's that small. A friend of mine has one, and I think that might suit my purpose better than the battery that I currently have. But one thing I noticed today, some issues that I had with it earlier today. There are two screws. There's two screws on each side of the bottom here where these arms are put in place here. Those screws are Phillips head screws that are stuck on the bottom there. I accidentally ran them across my coffee table and scratched up the surface of the coffee table earlier today. As a solution, I put some sticky felt over those so that they don't scratch up the surfaces that they're on. I had put I had these little rubber feet that I put there on the bottom. However, the rubber feet made the back of this item too high, and it would start to tip over because there's nothing to weight. There's no weight here on the front until everything is put inside here. So I might have to consider putting some extra weight on the front here, but I've been trying to avoid putting more weight on it because that's the whole purpose of building this, is to make a lighter one than the previous model. So a shout out to any physicists out there who can who know how to increase the weight on the front of this thing without increasing the weight of it. So yeah, quantum mechanics, that shit. So at your convenience. Anyway, but that's the goal here. But I am inching closer to the goal. It's almost complete. Once these blocks and magnets are in up here, then we start the process of putting the foam in there, and that'll be the final run. But yeah, it's coming together slowly but surely. Oh, and I'll show you let me take the stuff out of here so I can show you the back where the XLRs come out. 1 second. Take that out. And that. And if you close this and turn this around, those are where your XLRs come out. It's not pretty. Yeah, it's not pretty, but there it is. There it is. Sit it down, plug in, flip it up, and you're go, man, go. But yeah, I'm liking this idea. I'm already thinking about and maybe once this is done, I may remodel the old one and maybe repurpose them for different things. One's kind of iPad oriented, and repurpose the other one to hold my laptop and some other stuff. But yeah, there it is. The DJ Mondo Bass Station 5000 Mark II is on the way. Anyway, shout me out if you got some different ideas about how to do this. Check me out at djmondosrave.com, and you can email me at djmondo@djmondosrave.com, and check me out on Instagram, DJ Mondo's Rave, Atomic Luau on YouTube, DJ Mondo's Rave on YouTube. Let me know how this goes. Let me know if you're doing anything or building anything like this, and how quickly can you set up and do a DJ set. That's the goal. I'm going for that. That should be a record, something for the record books. There should be a competition for that setting up. But But yeah, I'm liking it so far. I'm a little sketch on how those XLRs are sitting in there, but I plugged in some cables earlier and it seemed fine. The only concern here is the weight on one side, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, thanks for watching. Shout out to Bunfingers College. Bunfingers College, the most cost-effective educational alternative in the outer solar system. You do good work over there, Bunfingers. And have a nice day, or evening, or morning, because it's after midnight. But yeah, man, I just couldn't let it go. Thanks. Bye.